Stargazing, written by My Jump Rope, read by Arashi.
So, why are we outside in the dead of night again?
It's a surprise. Kokichi continued to drag Himiko by the hand and led her to a clear, grassy plain that let them get a clear view of the stars. He reached into his bag and grabbed a large blanket and set it on the ground. Come on, sit down. Despite his tone, he gently set her down on the blanket.
Yeah, so what exactly did you want me to see?
Himiko asked, looking towards Kokichi. Look up, he insisted. Himiko slowly looked up, and the sight, quite literally, took her breath away. There were dozens and dozens of bright stars in the sky, and all she could do was stare in awe. She grew up in a pretty cloudy area, so she was never really able to see the stars, because the clouds would always cover them. Wait, Kokichi halted the peaceful moment that they were having. I have to get something. It's behind the car. He got up and ran towards the car to open the trunk. Himiko looked at her surroundings and noticed a strangely familiar couple in the distance. Maki and Kaito? They seemed to take notice of her as well, and Kaito waved excitedly. Hey, Himiko! He yelled, just so she could hear. Where's your date? Maki's ears must be bleeding back there.
He has to get something from our car,
she replied, looking towards the direction of their car to see if Kokichi was coming. Oh, okay. Have fun on your date, he yelled to her one last time before resuming whatever he and Maki were talking about. Himiko sighs and looks back in the direction of the car to see Kokichi come back with a telescope. Here. He set it down so it was facing towards the sky.
You brought us a telescope?
She asked, slightly amazed if she was being honest. She didn't even know he had a telescope. He could have stolen it from Kaito or something, but decided not to dwell on it. Yep, we can see the stars much better from here. We might even be able to catch some constellations. He excitedly looked through the telescope and his mouth shot open. See? I already found one.
Yeah, really? Let me see.
Kokichi moved out of the way and let Himiko look through the telescope. She saw what she thought was Ursa Major, but she isn't a master of constellations, so she'd have to double-check that. What kind of constellation is it? Kokichi asked.
It looks like an Ursa Major, but I may be wrong.
Move. I need to see it again. Himiko quickly moved to let Kokichi take his turn using the telescope.
Kaito's here, so we can ask him,
Himiko offered. Kokichi wasted no time. Hey, Kaito! Yeah? What is it? He heard a yell back.
You're a master at space and stars and all that crap, right? Is this an Ursa Major or not?
Kaito got up and ran towards their direction, Maki coming with him. You know you can see the constellations without a telescope, right? Kaito said, looking up to see the constellation right there.
Look, we couldn't see it without a telescope,
Kokichi argued. All right. Let me see what that constellation is. He looked harder and traced the stars with his hand. Yep, that's an Ursa Major, all right.
Oh, I see.
Kokichi looked through the telescope again.
Guess I learned something new today.
Well, if you need any more help with anything else, let me know, Kaito said before walking back to their spot with Maki. All right, Himikins, let's try this again. Kokichi continued to look through the telescope until Himiko spoke up.
Hey, it's my turn to use it. You already used it about 3 times in a row. Aw, one more time, please. No, you used it enough. Now it's my turn.
Himiko tried to push Kokichi out of the way.
Ow! Hey, okay. Fine, you can use it.
Himiko looked through the telescope and saw yet another constellation she didn't recognize.
Yeah, I see another constellation, but I don't know the name.
Kokichi sighs before screaming.